this evening in Australia. And so this will be for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Just a few little disclaimers. When I speak about masculine and feminine energy, that's usually either in regards to the energies within yourself or somebody you're dealing with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a male or a female, but could be somebody embodying those energies. And the things that come up in these readings could be in regards to you. Sorry, excuse my cat. Or it could actually be in regards to somebody that you're dealing with. So it could be closely linked to that person or what's going on in their life. Okay, sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I love you. Apologies for that. Okay, so let's start off with some Moonology Oracle cards just to see what the overall energies are. I will do one for each sign. Okay, so Taurus. Wow, Taurus, wow. Full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. So, whether that's for you or somebody you're dealing with, who knows? So, Taurus and Virgo, please. A card for Virgo. A card for Virgo is Lucky's on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. So, Virgos are feeling lucky this full moon. And it's a full moon in Sagittarius, so this must be good for some Virgos. And then Capricorn. What do you have for Capricorn, please? Wow, a new start is coming, which is new moon. So 2 weeks there'll be a new moon. Like usually 2 weeks from today. So could be in the next 2 weeks some interesting events are about to unfold for the Capricorns that this reading is for. So I'm going to do like a past, present, future style spread where we'll have 6 cards. Basically a subject and a clarifier, subject, clarifier, subject, clarifier, whatever the main subjects are that your higher selves would like to bring through and discuss at this time. Okay. Not too much shuffles there. Make sure we're ready here. Okay. Yeah. It's here. That's the past, that's the present, and that's the future. Okay, so let's see. In the past, we have the World card, the completion of a major cycle coming to an end. And that cycle came to an end because you started standing in your truth and your power and embodying the energy of the Queen of Wands, whether this is you or somebody else. But the Queen of Wands is very fiery and very authentic and very real kind of woman. Okay, whether it's a man or a woman, but this is you embodying more predominantly female energies, whether this is for a male or a female reading. But yeah, there was an end of a cycle either with the Queen of Wands in your life, or you put an end to a cycle because you started embodying Queen of Wands energy. So, then we have the Ace of Cups, which is about emotional fulfillment. So maybe the end of this cycle made you sort of reconsider what your idea of your Ace of Cups is, what makes your emotional cup overflow with love, and what your true heart's desire really is, which might actually be a Queen of Cups. So let's just get back into this. The Queen of Wands is a fire sign energy, could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the Queen of Cups is water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer. I'm totally stuck right now. Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this could be in regards to that, but this could also be in regards to an inside job, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, I'll pull some clarifiers for this if I need to. Then we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is about grieving about lost love, mourning over someone that you have lost. And the Five of Wands is about emotional immaturity, people being petty, nitpicking, fighting amongst each other. That is the clarifier. So it's almost like you were in the past mourning the loss of someone who was really argumentative and nitpicky and pretty much wasn't a very good, nice person to be around. Very, very immature. Very much about, I have to be right. Very prideful. Don't let pride get in your way. I think it may have been a Taurian, possibly. Not to be offensive to any Taurians. I am Taurian. But I've met some very prideful Taurians. And I'm like, are you seriously Taurian? So, that's just my personal opinion. Sorry. Then we're moving into the future. We have the Three of Pentacles about recognition. So this was in the air fire sign energy reading as well. I think in the same position. If that might work, that might be in your chart. Maybe check that out. And we've got the Ace of Wands is about divinely guided action. Then we have Four of Wands, which is about successful dynamics going on, successful unions, harmonious dynamics between people, but successful connections. And the Ace of Swords, which is Archangel Michael energy, but it's about divinely guided truth, people speaking their truth, standing in their truth, knowing what is right for them, whatever it is that makes you feel successful, whatever makes you feel happy and content. Then you've got the Hanged Man, it's about making sacrifices for the greater good or for your spiritual evolution, because the traditional hangman is about Odin, who chopped an eye and hung upside down for 6 days to achieve enlightenment. So about sacrifice for the long-term gain. Then the Nine of Pentacles, so the sacrifices that need to be made so that you can build your empire, you can build your financial stability and be comfortable and have the life that you want. Then in the future, we have the King of Wands, which is fire sign energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And we've got the Seven of Cups, player energy, about being careful about what your choices you're making. And yeah, King of Wands can be sometimes a bit of a player. So maybe this is in regards to King of Wands who likes to keep the options open and maybe kept you as an option. This is in the future. So there might be a King of Wands in your life right now that's kind of a bit wishy-washy, treating you like they can come and go as they please. And because they've got a lot of other options sitting on the shelf waiting for you. So there could be a tower moment where all of it comes to an end because you are starting to be in connection with your higher self and being guided by that and starting to be more about self-respect and honorable actions and integrity and truth, things like that. And so this wishy-washy player energy is definitely not going to cut it. So then we've got the Death card, which is about putting an end to a situation or a transformation of a situation. And then Three of Cups. Three of Cups can be about third-party situations, but it can also be about a reconciliation, getting together parties, people being happy, making merry, eating, drinking, etc. So, excuse me. Let's actually read these cards now for you guys. So, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, let us see. In the past, we have the World. So, as I had said, this is Major Arcana. It's about putting end to a cycle, a long-term cycle, 2 decades over or more. Sorry. And this is a very, very wise old owl, but his eyes are so bright. It's like this cycle ending has sort of like opened up a new lease in life for some of you. I feel like whatever this cycle was, it was very toxic. It was very unhealthy. It wasn't balanced, because now I'm looking at the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is fire sign energy, but in an imbalanced state, the Queen of Wands is bossy. She's controlling. She's a tyrant. It's my way or the highway. Do what I say, not as I do. I can treat you poorly, and you just have to put up with it, kind of thing. So I feel like in the past, there may have been a cycle that came to an end with a bit of a narcissistic, toxic relationship or a dynamic for you, which may have involved a fire sign. May not have, but somebody that it can be quite tyrannical, I just heard. So a bossy, controlling person, whether it was male or female, but they're more in their feminine, this person. So this cycle ended, whether it was a relationship of 20-something years, whether this is a connection within family or friends as well, like, a friendship like that. It doesn't have to be necessarily a personal relationship. This can also be like a parent-child dynamic where you kind of like, you've had enough of putting up with the controlling aspects of your parent or whoever it is that is the person. Could be an older sibling, something like that. But it's kind of like, I've had enough of your shit. That's basically it. I realize that you're just playing games because you like to control everything and like to be in charge, but my life is my own to be lived, kind of thing. Like, there's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. That kind of an energy. Because also in the past, we have the Ace of Cups. I feel like this realization of this ugly toxicity and that coming to an end made you kind of go within and really think about what or who makes you happy, what makes your heart happy, what makes your emotions overflow with joy and contentment and feeling of belonging and being loved, having a balanced, loving connection where you are appreciated and valued for who you are and what you are and what you bring to the table. So, this may have brought you to a realization that you may have a Queen of Cups in your in your realm somewhere, who is a Scorpio, Cancer, or a Pisces, who might be this person, or maybe that you need to kind of get more balanced in your emotional body and start to sort of soften your heart a little bit and realize that not all people are like this toxic narcissistic person that you had in the past that you completed a cycle with, and realize there are loving, balanced, beautiful, nurturing human beings that are more like you from a heart and soul level that will bring to the table what you bring to the table. And that's possibly what's going on for a lot of you. It's like you've been the empath, the beautiful, loving soul that wrapped everybody up in your loving, nurturing self and brought them healing and things like that. But you got backstabbed and betrayed and taken for, taken advantage of and taken for granted. And now, because that narcissistic dynamic ended, you've had to sort of go within and really make yourself happy. Happiness is the inside job. That has become the mission for some of you in this situation. And because happiness is an inside job, it's bringing you into the Queen of Cups energy, yourself aware, you're more emotionally balanced and calm and stable and able to live from the heart. It's very 5D, very, you're starting to embody your higher self, you're starting to live from your heart and soul. And so you're oozing love out of your pores, literally, like the universe is feeling and sensing it, seeing it. And whether this is you or somebody that you're really drawn to at the moment, and you see them as your Ace of Cups, whatever the case may be. But this Queen of Cups is amazing. It's just there's something about this. It's a very mystical being, and it's actually in line above the High Priestess. So it's definitely a person that's embodying the higher self, whether this is you or somebody you're dealing with. It's kind of very beautiful energy. But then we've got the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about mourning lost love. It's usually in the traditional tarot, it shows somebody crying over two cups that have spilled over, which is usually about connections that have gone, fizzled out or faded or left your life, or emotional losses, two emotional losses. But then not realizing that there are three cups full of love sitting there right behind you. There's so much love in your life still, even though you may have lost someone or certain connections in your life. It's like a reminder from the universe. Please remember that the ones that you have lost were the people who are being immature and petty and bossy and taking advantage of you and being cruel and mean for no reason. There are people out there that are unfortunately like that. I personally am an earth sign, and I can tell you right now, I have recently experienced horrific levels of human lows and just gone, humans like that exist? Are you serious? Like, people like that exist. But it's precisely that energy for me. It's like I was once in this energy of mourning the loss of certain connections, but the realization that those connections were really, really fickle and empty and not a soul-based connections and not nurturing my soul and not bringing any goodness to my life in any way, shape, or form. It wasn't doing me any good. So why should you mourn the loss of something that was harmful or toxic to you? It's a normal process, the grieving process, but don't prolong it is the message there. And I feel like because this is in the past, like you might be breaking out of that at the moment. But I feel like in the past you have sort of longed for the connections that you lost because they were not right for you. They were toxic dynamics, I just heard. Okay, so moving into the present. Beneath the World card, we have the Three of Pentacles, the energy of recognition, collaboration, working hard, but also maybe people realizing and recognizing how much hard work you have put into your evolution, how far you've come, whether you've been building a business off the ground, what your background is, what your qualifications are, what you're bringing to the table as what you're presenting to the world, kind of thing. And it's funny because I literally just said that it's divinely guided. It's about whatever you are divinely guided to take action on in the physical world. You're starting to get recognition in the current energy. So this full moon onwards, like within the next 2 weeks or the next 6 months, that you're going to start getting recognized, whether you're a spiritual entrepreneur, whether you're some sort of a creator, whether it's a product that you make, some, a love hobby kind of thing turned into something more that's a business that you'd like to create something with. I feel that recognition is going to start happening for you. and it is divinely guided. It's time. It's literally time for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn to come out, and it's your time in the sun. I just heard. It's like you've been in isolation. You've been in hermit mode. You've been sort of working on your craft, working away at something, and you know, building it up. It's almost like this little secret you've been gestating. But now that you sort of bring it out into the world, you're starting to get recognition because you've had the courage to take action on it. And this is why it's like maybe you're scared of putting yourself out there and creating content or doing whatever it is that you're guided to do. But now that you're actually taking the inspired action, I just heard, you're starting to get the recognition that you deserve. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Then moving on to the current energy, we've got the card of success. Okay, the Four of Wands is usually a couple of the celebrating underneath a canopy. So it could be like for a wedding, it could be for like some sort of a event where you're celebrating somebody's successes or some sort of business accomplishment, something like that. However, we get this is the card of success and stability and positive, harmonious connections. Okay, which is now clarified by the Ace of Swords. So this success is coming from you basically speaking your truth, standing in your truth, being who you are, your authentic, true self, and not caring about how the world takes that because you know that you're here for a purpose. You came here to bring a certain flavor of whatever it is that you're bringing to the world, and you are the only one capable of doing that. And because you finally realize that and you're stepping into your truth and into your role and your purpose properly, it is trying to bring the success and the abundance and the prosperity and the inflow of positive energy that was always meant for you. So, whatever you've been doing, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, whoever this reading is for, what you've been doing a very good job. Whatever you're doing it right. Don't stop doing it. It's really beautiful. Like I feel this time, this. Okay, the fact that there's so much fire energy right here in this current energy, I feel like this full moon is really powerful for those of you that this reading applies for. It applies to because it's divinely inspired action that you've taken in the world to put yourself out there, to take hold of whatever it is, to start building your empire, whatever it may be that you're doing, what you're working on. It's almost like the universe has lit a fire under you and you are going to just take off. It's like a propeller that's, rocket fuel propelled kind of thing. It's incredible. Yeah, you guys are taking off in the world, like I said. So then we're moving on to the Hanged Man energy. So the Hanged Man in traditional tarot is about making sacrifices so that you can have long-term gain. Odin gave up an eye so he and hung upside down for 6 days so that he could attain enlightenment. That is big time sacrifice, okay? But in this tarot, it's almost like the world is your oyster and you're starting to realize it. But you're making the relevant sacrifices that you need to make. See, on this skull, it's actually like a map of the world. It's also got the pentacle, which is very, very symbolic of those of you that may be getting involved in Wicca or anything like that, or truly just following your inner guidance. I really feel like you're connecting with all of the elements and your true inner earthy kind of nature, and you're starting to take control of things. But you're very, very aware that long term gain requires short term sacrifice. So it's this head down, rear up energy of I am going to seriously start putting my nose to the grinding wheel and doing certain things, making certain sacrifices, more work, less play, less socializing time with friends and more time focusing on building my savings or, putting the work into whatever your private business is or creating that product or whatever it is that is helping you create your stability and your independence. Because Nine of Pentacles is about someone that's very comfortable, single, independent, has lots of prosperity and abundance around them, does not have any lack in their life. So whatever sacrifices you need to make to have the comfortable existence that you need to have, that you want to have, whatever your comfort is. Not everybody needs to live in the same sort of environments as everybody else. Some people like really new and posh, well put together places. Other people like older places that have more history to them. They're more rustic. They have a more, antique sort of feel to them. But each individual is equally as happy and thinks their place is a freaking castle because they love the surroundings that they're in. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like the sacrifices you have to make to have your comfort and your stability. The idea that you have is different to what everybody else has to make. So you're going to do what you need to do. Whether you are hesitating to make the sacrifices that you needed to make in the past, whether it was fear of success, fear of failure, fear of rejection, whatever it was, I feel like you're kind of working through all of that. And that's the lunar energy at the moment that's kind of propelling these things along for you. Then in the future energy, we have underneath the Three of Pentacles, the King of Wands. So Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius energy. But how bored does this guy look? This card in this particular deck is very much sort of player, flaky energy. Usually the King of Wands is an assertive masculine that's sitting on his throne. However, King of Wands can be bossy as well, much like Queen of Wands can be a leader that can be a little bit taking their power in, allowing their power to go to their head kind of thing. Mucking around, manipulation, control kind of thing. However, we've got this accompanied with the Seven of Cups. So I feel like in the future, there is someone, a fire sign potentially, either coming your way or going to be appearing in your life, who might be a bit of a player, who just likes to keep their options open, because Seven of Cups is about careful what you choose. So it's almost like this is a potential partner or someone that's going to, a kitty cat that's going to come slinking around going, ooh, let us have a little cuddle. You're just there for the night. This is very much one night stand kind of energy. If you're looking for something long term, this person is not going to be the long term person. So a little bit of a warning. I feel like this may actually be somebody that you may or may not have already had some sort of interaction with, whether you're friends and they want to try and make it something else. They're not in it for the long haul. Then this is kind of like player energy, and it's basically a warning saying, careful where you tread with this person, because there's something that's unseen or something that's not right here. And maybe it's because this person is going to appear in your life and try and pull the player energy on you that you might actually finally tell them to go away, and show them the door, because you're starting to embody your higher self. And your life is more about self-love, self-respect, people that reciprocate your energy, not people that are there just, for the night, or just because it suits their mood, or just because they're a bit lonely right now. You are not Miss Fix-It or Mr. Fix-It. You are not the Band-Aid for the night for their emotional baggage. Okay? Because that is how a higher self would talk. So I feel like this situation, it may actually cause a little bit of a, heated conversation, possibly, about, I'm not your on-call blow-up doll. I've said that to people. I am not your on-call blow-up doll. So just because you're feeling a little bit hyper, doesn't mean I'm going to do that for you. I have a little bit too much self-respect to do that. What can I say? Okay, then we're going to move on. So we've got the Death card. So it's about putting an end to a situation. The Tower card accompanied with the High Priestess. It's telling somebody to go and get effed because you do not want to put up with their shit anymore. And so the Death card basically put next to the High Priestess tells me that this situation is going to come to a complete end for some of you, because there is basically like a third party situation. This is a player. This is someone that just wants to muck around and have their fun, and they're not in it for the long haul. Whereas you're more a soulful person, or you want meaningful connections. You don't want just a one night stand and for it to be see you later. So this person and this connection is probably coming into an end for a lot of you. And for others of you, you have this recognition that there is a King of Wands in your life that you're already seeing, that has been messing around on you, and you're going to put an end to this situation. So I feel like some of you are actually connected to someone that is not being loyal. They're keeping their options open, and there is a third party situation, and this realization, and past beyond this full moon, something's going to come to light. It's like the universe is guiding this to happen, okay? Because this person is not good for you. We have 3 major arcanas in a row here. The universe is conspiring in your favor, okay? Because you deserve better than this, and you deserve better than what you've been putting up with. So whether this is a new person or somebody that you're already dealing with, I really feel like this situation is going to come to a head, because there is disloyalty and unfairness in this dynamic. Okay, now I'm going to start wrapping this up with some oracle cards. Let us see what we have. So from the 2 Leaf Oracle card, Archangel Michael, what do you want to add to this reading for my first signs? Be careful. Do not take risks. Do not take risks. With the player energy, I just heard, oh, dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Okay, this is the player, I feel. What next? Barrel, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. There you go. Then we have, you will be shown the way. Candle. Your higher self is showing you the way. Your higher self, like literally, that's the candle from the Hermit card. I really feel that. Your higher self is leading you away from this player who's not right for you. What else do you have? What else do you have for the Taurians? Virgos and Capricorns out there, please. We have Peacock. Beware of great pride. Oh my gosh. Okay, I had this card, Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, for Taurus in the beginning, the first card that came out. And beware of great pride. So is it you, or is it the other person that you're dealing with that is a prideful one? Then we have astral energy of love. So I believe this really is in regards to some people's love life, where there's either going to be a player that's going to come into their life soon, or someone that's already there that's kind of wasting your time. Then we have Owl, good advice from a wise person. We have Feather, someone you know is undependable or insincere. Oh my goodness, I can't even write this shit. You can see the card. I feel like putting it on the dark man energy, but I won't specifically tell people stuff. Scissors, disappointment in some affairs. And literally, like, I feel like that scissors cutting the cords in a connection because it's unfair and it's imbalanced. Excuse me. Mice, discord among family or friends. So, now, I'm getting the Wisdom of Oracle deck. Let us see. Archangel Michael, what do we have? Some individual messages for our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns for this super full moon in Sagittarius. What else do you want to tell them about this reading? So, still be Taurus, please. Taurus. Wow, Taurus, not for you in the upright. So number 6, not for you. That's pretty straightforward. This player is not for you. You deserve better. Okay, Virgos, please. What do you have for Virgo? Virgo. This one? Ooh, number 27, exchanging gifts in the upright. So that's good. And for Capricorn, please. Number 25, round and round. That's also in the upright. If it was in the reverse, it would have been a warning message. It can be a little bit of different, but let's just read these messages and see what we have for you. So for Taurus, we have number 6, not for you. That is your card. And it says, a clear knowing that something is being denied. Rejection is God's protection. Please remember that, guys, because, yeah, rejection is God's protection. The last thing I was rejected from literally saved my life. So please take the rejection as really good stuff. Okay, so the Oracle message says that there are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game and you feel you are just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now. That indeed your dreams for the exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will make you truly happy is on its way. Trust this. There you go, Taurus. Reassuring message there. I'm being told that you need to hear the relationship message as well. So it says, some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them. That is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it happen. Rejection is a sign that you are being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot, there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit for you. All right. So for prosperity message for some of you, you can strategize and project and systemize and invest all your time and energy, but sometimes your best laid plans seem to go awry in spite of it all. Keep in mind that no effort is wasted. Fail fast, learn from defeat, then keep going. You will eventually succeed, although perhaps not at this game, not at this time. Know when to fold your cards. Wow. That's about really being honest with yourself as well. For those of you that applies to. Okay. We have number 27 for Virgo. Okay, so your card is extending gifts, Virgo. It says the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing up costs and determining value. So the oracle's message is you are entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you are choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. Beautiful. So, relationship message. Love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. That's a beautiful message. And then we have a prosperity message for those of you that this applies to. All your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pay off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep doing what you are doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. Wow. Okay, and then Capricorn. We have card number 25. Round and round. Okay, this is your card, Capricorn. It says spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. So Oracle's message is, the appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Wow. I just heard breaking of ancestral karma. For those of you that are breaking ancestral karma, like, I commend you. It is not easy. It is not easy to become different to the ways that were taught to you and programmed into you by your ancestors. So if that's you, give yourself a pat on the back, because it's not easy. It's hard work. So the relationship message here. Are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar. Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person, who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine. As you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you are aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. Wise words. Okay, now we've got the prosperity message. If you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that has already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you are being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attraction to the opportunities and people who you have entered your life to be part of your journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? Who are the what are the familiar signs and your responses to them when you find yourself in a repeat of patterns from the past? It's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and cease going round and round. Okay. I'm also being told to pull messages from the mystical shaman. I did this for firesides. So let us go. Alright, Archangel Michael. I need a card for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, please. Okay. So, one card for Taurus, please. Wow. Number 20, Flow. That is a beautiful card. That's a very beautiful card. Okay. So, Virgo, please. Okay, number 7, the child. This is beautiful. It's almost like inner child awareness. Okay. And then for Capricorn, please. Capricorn. We have number 57, and it was in the reverse. So that's a message that we'll have. Alright, so let us with it. So Taurus. We have an essence of the message, and then we have the invitation when it's in the upright. So, the essence of this card is there is a natural movement of events in the world. You can see it in phenomena such as the tide, the ebb and flow of oceans and rivers that rise up from the earth, then flow to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortless and natural movement toward a certain destination. It signifies an ability to gracefully move around obstacles and reminds you of the sense of allowing. So your invitation is, when flow comes to visit, it's a sign that your intentions have been in motion. Now is the time to allow nature to run its course. You are being called to effortless movements and the path of least resistance. It's like being within music, flowing within partnership. Think of the artist who creates without guile or craft, calling creativity up from the soul and bringing it to life without effort. You are called to be like a river, knowing the fulfillment of destiny is assured. Enjoy the ride. That's a stunning card. Okay, so that was Taurus. And we have number 7 for Virgo, which is the child. So, the essence of this card is the child knows the way to joy and happiness. The child offers the return of a second innocence, a time born of wisdom and not of naivety. This card allows you to correct your course and offers you a second chance. It brings you the possibility of redemption and entering heaven while on earth. So your invitation is, the child is here to release you from the habit of being yourself and to help you acquire a beginner's mind so that you can see life as if for the first time. Remain open to learning and discovery. Who is your spouse or partner today? Can you see them with fresh eyes? Who is looking back at you in the mirror this morning? Become a mystery unto yourself and reconnect with a sense of childlike wonder. That's beautiful. Okay, and then number 57 is for Capricorn, which is in reverse, so that's medicine. That is your card. So the essence says time is a construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel, and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and this image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spend in life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment, you can see time in all its infinite potential, at once vast and all encompassing, then shrunken and finite. It all depends on perspective. So, your medicine is sometimes it appears that you are running out of time. You worry you won't get what you need or want. Everything gets stuck like a logjam. This is only in your mind. Time expands and contracts according to your ability to be mindful and observant. Fully engage in your now. It's time to release the story of your past. Equally, it's time to release your need to know the details of the future. All the treasure magically reveals itself when you remain relaxed and present to what is directly in front of you and nothing else. Then you realize you have all the time in the world. You will never run out of it. That's really beautiful because I know some earth signs that feel like the whole world is on overdrive. Okay, I will leave you with that. Sending you all love and light. Have a wonderful day. Until next time, earth signs. I hope that resonated.